Okay, let's see if I can do this because I've got the hiccups. It's been a couple days since I've been on here to do a video. Things are kind of crazy right now with the end of the school year. But this morning, a group of my friends and I were discussing a movie that we loved very much in the 90s called Josie and the Pussycats, which is based off of the characters Josie and the Pussycats from the Archie comics. In I guess it was late 90s, early 2000s, really, there was a movie that came out starring Rachel Lee Cook and it had really just a phenomenal cast, like so many great people in there. Rachel Lee Cook was the lead, and it was a phenomenal movie that was kind of made fun of back then because people didn't get that it was actually saying something deeper than it seemed to be. And part of that was it was also a very pro woman movie that didn't take itself too seriously. And I thought, man, we need more woman-centric content. We need more stuff that shows women as the leads, women as strong, women as fierce, women as rockers. As someone who loves music, and rock and roll is a big part of who I am, punk rock and ska especially. And it just meant that I had to talk about this book today. And I'm a minute and a half in, so I guess I better get to it. I'm talking about Girls to the Front by Sara. This is the true story of the Riot Grrrl movement. The Riot Grrrl Revolution is what the title of the book says. Now, if you're not familiar with Riot GRRRL, Riot GRRRL is punk rock that came out in the 90s that was led by women. The whole band might not be all women, but there were often many women in the band playing the instruments, writing the songs, singing the lyrics. And it was a push for equality for women in the scene, including a way for women to feel safe at the concerts that they love. So instead of being, just totally pushed to the back of the audience so that the men could beat each other up in the mosh pit, this was like women are coming, girls to the front, like girls come up to the front. You get to enjoy the show too. You don't have to just sit in the back and be bored. You can get up here and really enjoy it. And it was trying to create a safe space for women in the punk rock movement. And it was led by the lead singer of Bikini Kill and a number of other really phenomenal bands like Sleater-Kinney, that had a huge impact on the movement. And I've watched documentaries, I've read books, and I'm just constantly fascinated by the strength and the character and the DIY ethic that these women showed, that paved the way for us to have phenomenal artists, even only a few years later, in the punk and ska scene, that have continued that forward. If we didn't have bands like Bikini Kill, we might not have bands like Catbite and like Half Past Two and those kinds of bands. And I'm super, super thankful for those bands that kind of paved the way, and for the bands that we have today because of it. So this is a highly recommended biography about the movement. In fact, this is the biography that I know that Jennifer Mathieu read that really inspired her even more, and was incorporated some into Moxie. I know my friend Elizabeth Keenan, who wrote Rebel Girls, has referenced this book. This is a phenomenal book, and I encourage you to go and pick it up if you want some great punk rock history.